listen.
Never in my life associated the word boring with baseball.
We know what's up.
Me? Yeah. Famous? Yeah.
And I'm like giddy over there smiling like, we're about to win this shit.
Did everyone give you crap? Give me a good host story.
I'm not picking it up.
We both love the game.
We talk about it every day.
Get on baseball.
Having some popcorn, you're fooling around your phone.
I'd have to wait in line for 3 hours.
Hang on, because it's about to be a wild ride.
It's that time. Nobody I'd rather talk to than Rich Hill. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Rob.
How are you?
Good. How's it going?
It's great, man. It's great. It's
3
great.
weeks away. 3 weeks away.
You took the words out. I didn't know how to frame that. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Because I know for me, Spirit Airlines flight is 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
I have that on the schedule.
Yep.
But for you, there are so many different things in your world that you could be doing 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, 5 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now. And that's a testament to your skill, your ability, your experience, your future, like whatever it is. This is I'm building you up right now, Rich. You can do so much with your life. This is basically, how old are you? 44 now, right?
Yeah, 45. Yeah. What is that? A month and a half or something?
Okay. Well, let's not go ahead too far.
It's all right. I'll be on a plane with the Kenosha Kickers flying down. you know that movie?
Oh yeah, of course, okay. Of course.
It should be fresh in everybody's mind.
On a plane, forget about a plane. You're gonna be in the back of a Ryder truck. But I'm basically, excuse me, what I'm gonna do for you. 12-year-old little Richie Hill. What school would that have been?
That would have been Pierce Middle School in Milton.
The Pierce Middle School, 12-year-old Richie Hill. They probably don't even have guidance counselors, but let's say a teacher comes up to you and says, "Richie, you have so much promise. There is so much that you can do in this life. You have so many options and so many avenues because you're a great human being. You're a talented human being. You are good at many, many things, and the future is so bright for you." That is, let me do the math. So, 32 years later, I am playing that role. I am saying that to you. There is so much that you can do in life, Rich.
Yep. Yeah. What now? What?
No, you're not. That's not what Richie Hill's supposed to say. It's not supposed to be the now what. It's supposed to be like, I'm excited for what happens. And in this case, is it pitching in the major leagues? Is it broadcasting? Is it coaching? Is it whatever it is?
Yeah.
There.
I got to get a wheel, spin the wheel and or a dartboard and start throwing darts at it, make some decisions. I need direction. Give me some direction. Somebody give me some direction.
Really?
Doing the same thing for 25 years, and then now pivoting or maybe not pivoting or, just getting ready for the season and seeing it's changed. Yeah, it's definitely different from what normally would kind of be in the washing machine getting ready for the year. So looking forward to the next couple of weeks and narrowing things down. After this, I'm off to go work out and throw and keep getting ready. So that's the first and foremost right now part of the decision making of what's going to take place.
But I think it's different than last year because last year it was so definitive in terms of you knew what your plan was going to be, and it worked out. Like you did the plan, and you coached Bryce, your son's team, and then you got a chance to pitch in the major leagues, and then ultimately you got a chance to pitch for Team USA in the Premier 12. Like it worked out. So this year is a sort of more wide open, and I think that's a testament to you, Rich, because it is wide open because you pitched well enough, you still have enough ability, and also if you wanted to do something else, you also, thanks to your 2 days in spring training, you also showed the ability to do that if you want, right?
Yeah, I really I love the broadcasting side of the game and enjoy talking about what is happening in front of us as we did, last year, and you do so well, and obviously with Joe Castiglione, the great Joe Castiglione, and listening to how you guys go back and forth, and with Will Fleming, and how everything moves in the booth, and being able to have a conversation and talk about what's going on out in the game, and tie it all together is great. I thoroughly enjoyed that part of the game. But the other side of it is, having come off of a really good tournament with the Premier 12 tournament, and throwing the ball the way that I did, it just reaffirmed that, the ability is fully still there. Yes, I think the game tells you, when it's time to go away from playing, and I just didn't feel it this winter when I was throwing for those 3 starts, and the way everything kind of came together, and just moving forward and seeing how what transpires in the next couple of maybe weeks or month and a half or so, see where I'm at, and see how everything comes together, and make a decision from there. I think either way, I feel like I'm in, just personally, I feel like I'm in a really good spot to make that decision, whatever it might be. If that's it, it's been a great run. It's been a lot of fun. I have no qualms about it. Putting the glove down, but it's kind of that movement towards the next stage of career wise, or how are you going to impact players? How are you going to help players? That's what I want to do.
Yeah, like that comes back to what I said. Like, you set yourself up for a lot of good things.
Yeah.
I mean, and including, as you said, potentially pitching. I mean, this is you. I think what you just said should not be forgotten about how how it feels to be able to get major league hitters out. Right. You know what that feeling is like. You did it in your brief stint with the Red Sox, but you also did it. The Premier 12 is some really, really good players, and I think your last outing, what was it, like 4 innings?
Yeah, yes, and 6 or 7 strikeouts. I'm against Team Japan, and or 8. I don't know what it was, but it's irrelevant of who's in the box if the ball is coming. I know how the ball is coming out of my hand. You can put anybody in the box, and or with the repertoire that I was being able to use and throw in that tournament. Again, it's just when you're able to locate and have the ball come out of my hand the way that it was, I know that it plays anywhere. So that's the part that I felt really good about.
I'm just trying to pump you up.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
This is everybody knows the best way to have the best workout is to do a podcast on Baseball Isn't Boring, and then run out to the garage and throw 100 balls against the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was I think we covered that one day. Bryce and I were throwing tennis balls off the garage door, and the police showed up. Knocked on the door. Said, "Hey, I didn't realize we were making that much noise in the neighborhood." Yeah. Was
it noise of you yelling while you're throwing, or noise?
No, we were playing like almost off the wall. This is
all right. Well, listen, a great game of baseball. So there's a couple other things. I just wanted to also just talk to you about baseball, because you have good perspectives. We were on the phone yesterday talking about Hall of Fame. We can talk about that again. We had a great podcast dropped on Thursday with John Chestakowski, who Chesta. Yeah. Who works for the Hall of Fame, and the process that he was actually just coming off of having dinner. They just had dinner with the 3 guys who just got inducted, which I said to Chesta, I mean, how cool is that, man? Like,
unbelievable.
Cool. And Rich, one of the things he said, I'm sure that you've already listened to the podcast, but just in case you haven't, that he said that each row had already been to the Hall of Fame 7 times.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, it's awesome. That's amazing. He's an amazing guy. I was able to be teammates with two out of the three guys that are going into the Hall of Fame, in Ichiro and CC, and just class acts. And I never really never met Billy. But I haven't heard anything but good things about him, and just amazing, just the genuine reaction that the guys had of the phone calls and getting the call, and watching their emotion come out.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I do want to loop back to the Hall of Fame thing, but this is one of the things in baseball, which I was sort of thinking about that you might have a perspective on, is the Dodgers. There's been a lot of talk about the Dodgers lately. You spent some years with the Dodgers, obviously, and the Dodgers are right in the crosshairs of all conversations of the baseball world, because they are signing all these guys, and people are saying, oh, they're throwing around all this money, oh, they're deferring all this money. But really, the perspective that I'm interested from you now, yes, you have some paychecks that you signed that were Dodgers, had Dodgers logos on them. Congratulations. You got some of that sweet Dodgers money. But as you know, Joe came on the podcast after the Tanner Scott signing, and sort of went on a little bit of a rant about this. It's not just money. Like, the Dodgers have found a secret sauce in terms of a reason why players want to go there. And I think you were probably at the precipice of the Andrew Friedman sort of regime when this stuff was really getting good, because you came from Oakland and you signed with the Dodgers. Obviously, it's a great contract, but I would imagine also they said, okay, Rich, this is the place you want to be because of this. And that's continued all the way for the last 6 years.
And I don't see an end, really in sight, because once you kind of have that mode of operation, and you just want to continue, you pass it on into the right hands of the next regime that's going to, take over and continue to keep carrying that torch in the right way. But they do things the right way over there. I mean, they, from training staff, making sure that every player gets taken care of. And I know a lot of organizations do this, but it's they I don't know. It's just I think they were at the like you said, kind of the precipice when I was getting, re-signing back there. When I got traded over there, I just noticed immediately, like, hey, more of the, what do you need? What can we do for you? How can we make you, the best that you can be on the day you have to go out and perform? Now, a lot of people say that, but they, I really believe that they do such a good job of actually following up and, making sure that, like, look, if something like, hey, something's like, off or whatever, it's not like a 5-alarm fire and you're going to go and pull a shoot on a start day or whatever. We'll work through it, get to the point where we can get you to go out there and perform at your best. And then, so the player and the organization, does that make sense what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, I mean, it's all part of it. That's why I wanted to get your perspective of it.
And they're not tentative to go for anything. If they want the player, they're going to go get the player. We obviously know that. They're not going to play, they're not going to nickel and dime guys. They're going to give them their value, and they're going to treat them the way that the market is showing that they should be treated. And, sometimes they'll even go above and beyond with that to get the player. But I also think that they really want quality in the clubhouse. And that started when I got traded over there with Josh Reddick. I noticed that immediately with Clayton Kershaw. Just the leadership of Clayton, and when I say that, it's the leadership by example. Getting there every day at a certain time, being able to get into the weight room and just go through his whole day, and then as a professional, as a professional should, just getting the workouts in that they need. If it's a bullpen day, if it's, whatever, every day is basically like just the machine just keeps moving for everybody. So, fortunately when I gotten traded over there in 2016, I fit in really well, because it just, I just kind of had a strict routine, and knew myself really well at that point, and was able to get the assistance from the coaches that I needed, from the training staff, and then with Dave, he does a great job of orchestrating everything, being able to have a conversation, maybe not every day, but with it doesn't go without 2 days without asking the player how everything's going and genuinely meaning it. And we had Rick Honeycutt as the pitching coach at the time when I was there. And then now it's Mark Pryor. So, it's just Danny Lehman, who's an incredible, just baseball guys that are, love the player and are there to do whatever they have to do on that day to put those players in the best position to succeed.
So when you hear this, like, screaming and yelling about the Dodgers getting all these players, what's your initial? By the way, excellent product placement with the Dunkin' Donuts.
I've been trying for decades. I mean, come on, throw me I don't know, a gift card or whatever. I mean,
All right, I'll let you work. Ready? I'm going to let you workshop. Ready? This. Hold up the cup. Just say this. Give me the Rich Hill, like, if Rich Hill 10-second commercial for Dunkin'.
Oh gosh. Well, all right. Give me a second. That's
all right.
All right. So the Dodgers. My response to the other teams would be go and get the player. Go do the homework. Get the players. They're putting more money in scouting. They value the human being. They do not, kind of pander to, maybe the lowest common denominator. I guess I don't know.
No, well, in synopsis, Rich, I think this is part of it, right? I think that the infrastructure is really, really important. But a huge part of this is identifying, going back to the simplest thing that we talk about, identifying the guys that you want, and then not saying this is our price point and we're not coming off of it, but we are willing to get uncomfortable to get these guys. And I know this is a refrain which has been exhausted by me and others, because in this world of baseball, too many people are just sticking to that price point and say, well, if you, as JP Ricciardi came on this podcast and he said back with Billy Bean when he was with Billy Bean, worry about the guy you're getting more than what you're giving up. So as much as you can. Anyway, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, that's perfect. I think that's a great, I also think that they're putting Andrew Friedman understands that the human being is playing the game, and they want to get as many good people as they can inside of that locker room that have the same passion for the game that should go unsaid. Right, when you would think that when guys enter a locker room, and you're like, wow, these guys must absolutely love playing baseball. But and again, I think I've said it before on here with you, is that some guys get you get burnt out a little bit sometimes too. But I think with they do just such a good job of identifying the player that has that relentless mindset, has that ability to go out and then also with that being able to layer on top of it, the ability to reinforce the great things that player does, and then they don't ask. That's it. They're not asking for anything else except for what you do really well. Now that sounds simple, but it also goes into the machine, Brandon McDaniel, on strength and conditioning, being able to implement a plan for, at the time when I was there, getting the player again as strong as possible, as ready as possible in those 4 days leading up to the start day. Eric Potterat on the sports psychology side of making sure that the players are engaged and ready and focused on what the task at hand is moving forward. And everybody communicates, everybody talks, everybody's there for, to make everybody better. And then at the end of the day, really the trick is the players are coaching themselves and each other. Now you got guys pulling on the same direction. Everybody's pulling in the same direction. And if there is somebody in the locker room that isn't, then you just get pushed out.
And the other part about this too is that when we talk about players going there, sure, they're offering a lot of money, but you know this. Players talk. All the things that you just said, players hear and players understand and players gravitate toward when it comes to making that decision.
Yeah, like if guys are struggling, it's not like, okay, we're just going to leave you out there on your own island and figure it out. You got your, contract or whatever, everything, whatever. It's like, no, we got to the goal is to win. It's not about, individual statistics. Those are great if that happens at the end of the day, but that's not the goal in that locker room. Now you have a bunch of guys that in that locker room who come in, know what they're doing before they get through the doors. There's no screwing around. There's no wasted time. Make sure that you get everything done for that day that you need to. And then if you have time to, whatever, just hang out and enjoy the rest of the day, enjoy the game. A lot of it, you're talking about baseball. Most of the time that you're in that facility, batting practice, talking about baseball, when you go off of the field and you go to one of the guys' houses, they have a cookout or whatever. Everybody's invited. It's not just like, oh, we're just going to invite a few of these guys. We're not going to invite those guys. Everybody is invited. So that's in anything, but that's in any successful sports franchise that we've seen over my lifetime anyway. You just continuously hear the same rhetoric of guys doing things off of the field together as much as they do it, as much as they're at the field together doing stuff as well.
Well, it's working out for them. I don't know if you know this. They've had a pretty good offseason.
Yeah. So. I mean, but the other side of it too is for teams just to are you eliminating more human beings and implementing more I don't know what's the word that I'm looking for. You're eliminating, scouting, you're eliminating people on the ground.
Well, are you going by numbers more than human beings? And that's the only way I can put it. And I'm not saying that. I think that every team and every front office, when you bring this subject up, and we've talked about this a lot, will say, of course we value human beings. Of course we value the clubhouse. Well, okay, but if it's close, let's say two players are close. Yeah. If it's close, which one are you going with? Which one are you prioritizing?
You get the wrong guy.
I guarantee you they're going to be, for lack of a better analytic, they're going to value the guy with a 5 ERA spin rate other than, the guy with who has proven they can get through a season, that maybe their analytics don't show out as much, whatever it is. But I can guarantee you, and one of the reasons, Rich, is because it is the fail-safe. It protects them. This is a tangible thing that they can go back to. And also, by the way, if they do unlock that, it's the hugest feather in their cap. We've talked about this a million times. But I think that the quality of the clubhouse, quality of the guy, quality of that dynamic, when we're talking about off seasons with the Dodgers, we also have to factor that in, because I don't think any of these guys they brought in this year are perceived as, oh man, that's bad guys, right?
Right. I mean, that's where Teoscar Hernandez, coming back.
Perfect example.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to play with that guy. I don't know. I just know playing against him, just, the respect that he has for the game, the way he plays the game, what I've heard from other players. That was like, if that guy cost you an extra $10 million to sign him, well worth it. I don't know. 20. I don't know. I don't even know the number, but whatever it is, it's well worth it putting that guy inside of your clubhouse, where he's going to perform every single day. Now, this is the other thing with you know what you're getting. They re-sign him, right? They know what they're getting because he already had an audition with them. So that makes it a little bit easier. But also the other side, and why I brought up, the fact that guys you need to have a true understanding of what the player is all about, because once they sign that contract, it doesn't come with any rules. The money doesn't come with rules, right? So, guys, people change. That's what happens, and it's unfortunate. Now, you take a day off here, you take a day off there, you'll get lax in your workouts, you get lax in your preparation because everything's already guaranteed. That's a problem because the results are going to start to fall.
You've seen that before. You don't have to name names, but you've seen it before.
No, I just think I think that there's a level of comfort, and it's
human nature.
Human nature that where the cake tastes good. So I mean,
the cake does. The cake does taste good. But you mentioned Teoscar. That's a perfect example. And you're right. It's okay. Pay him $10 million. Pay him the extra year. And what happened the year before? This is a lesson. I would hope that front office has learned from lessons. And Teoscar told me, he said, if the Red Sox offer me 3 years, I sign with them. They wouldn't come off of 2 years. So what happens? He has a great year. He's established himself. He's integrated into that clubhouse. The Dodgers. And then when the Red Sox loop back, it probably would have been a good idea to value him that much more, to say, all right, if we really like him, we're going to give him that extra year. And so lesson learned. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that happens. I'm not going to, pick on the Red Sox, but like within Kyle Schwarber's situation, the guy wanted to come back to Boston, loved playing in Boston, and goes to Philly and has tremendous success. It would have cost you another year, and you maybe, I don't know, does he get overpaid? I have no idea. I don't know, what the value.
I would think the Phillies, and when that contract happened, a lot of people, look at Dave Dombrowski's paying a lot. Well, first of all, Dave Dombrowski is the ultimate. I'm identifying the guy I'm going to pay what it takes to get him. And that's what they did with Schwarber. And I think, despite flaws in Kyle Schwarber's game, I think they're pretty happy with what Kyle Schwarber has delivered the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, we're not even countering the fact of what he brings into the locker room.
Right.
How much is that? How much is that worth? What if you have a guy that you're paying, I don't know, player A, who's your main guy, really struggling, and then you have a guy like Kyle Schwarber who comes in. Now that can go one of two ways, right? It can go very, very well, or it can go very, very bad. Now you put a guy like Kyle Schwarber in the clubhouse and it goes extremely well, and he lifts that guy up and gets him out of his slump, or gets him back into, I don't know, being the dominant pitcher that he is on the mound. That's the stuff that people don't see that happens inside the clubhouse. Like, somebody's struggling. Hey, there's a conversation going on, or whatever, at lunch or in the weight room or in the batting cage or in the outfield. We don't know what they're talking about, but the point is that those guys that are leaders inside the clubhouse, to me as an owner, like that is worth it, right? Because you're having another coach in there, and the voice of another player goes a lot further than the coach's voice.
Oh, yeah, I could absolutely. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on Kyle Schwarber because obviously it was a miss and a hit with the Phillies in terms of like what you end up doing. Is another example. What you end up doing is you sign Masa Yoshida for a 5-year deal, at whatever it was, whatever you could have gotten Kyle Schwarber for. And that's not a knock on Masa Yoshida, but Kyle Schwarber is a better hitter than him. And more importantly, he'd already established what he could do even in 2 or 3 months with the Red Sox in terms of impacting the clubhouse. As a very pro segue, you had mentioned Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah.
So why, after you mentioned him, I immediately, because we talked about the Hall of Fame.
Right.
I immediately looked up Clayton Kershaw. Because when the guys are playing, sometimes you're like, you don't really look at the number, or you don't look at the totality of the numbers.
Right.
But I looked at Clayton Kershaw. He has to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, it's a layup. Yeah, it's a layup.
Right now, 79.4 WAR.
I know. Yeah, it's first ballot. Yeah, he was the first ballot. He was the first ballot, 5 years ago.
So Cy Young finishes. What a run he had. What a run.
Yeah, I mean,
second, first, third, fifth, second.
Yeah, first ballot, easy.
Easy.
That's that should get 100% of the vote. But I'm sure there's one Ichiro out there.
We're still. I told Chesta of the Hall of Fame. I said this. I may have said this to you yesterday, Rich. I'm like, I got so paranoid. About did I check my box for Ichiro?
Oh, when you were yeah.
I was so. I mean, I knew I had.
Yeah.
I did the Hall of Fame ballot reveal. I did everything like 5 times, and yet still I'm checking. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, I mean, those guys like Greg Maddux, 100% of the vote. I don't know. I just feel like there are guys that are just like, yeah, of course he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Why I don't even understand why that would be a question that he wouldn't. I mean, I think he's 20 something strikeouts or 30 strikeouts away from 3,000 strikeouts. Is that Kersh's? I mean, yeah, and then re-signing that guy and bringing him back into the clubhouse with the Dodgers, which I'm sure is in the works and is going to happen. Is just going to continue to reinforce, like, that great chemistry that they have in that locker room.
Would you ever want to vote? Like, would you ever want to vote for the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I'm going to give you that honor right now.
All right. Go ahead.
Oh, all right.
Louis T.
No. You can't.
I know.
All right.
I would have a anyway. This is just for a vote.
No, I know. We talk about this. Guys who are aged out of this, which unfortunate should be in the Hall of Fame. The voting has changed, so it's whatever. We're moving on. I got the ballot here. They say so. I am going to name the names. You have You can max out at 10.
All right. I don't have all the stats. You know what I mean?
No, I know, but
all right.
This is, and you can, if you want, you can backtrack later and text me. Said, hey, look, I look at the stats. I want to take that back. But this is the ultimate guttural reaction. Is that guy a Hall of Famer? Because you've played against a lot of them. You've seen these guys play.
Yeah.
That's why I want you to do it, because you're a player's perspective.
All right.
All right. And we'll preface this because I know that you're going to say, I really like that player. Yes, we get it.
That's fine. This is how I would vote, and I would tell you this right now, is I would go sheerly on the numbers. That's it.
All right. Well,
sheer numbers.
All right. Can you name the name? You get 10. I'm going to write them down.
All right.
Max out at 10. You don't have to take 10. You can take 1 if you want. Okay.
All right.
Bobby Abreu.
I need the numbers. I'm gonna say go to the next off to a hot start.
Carlos Beltran.
Does he have 3,000 hits?
I don't know. Hold on.
This is
I should know this. This exercise is not going well so far.
No, 0 for 2. 0 for 2. We can say we can still make the Hall of Fame though.
But I wanted you. So Carlos Beltran, I voted for him, as everyone knows by now. He has a 70.1 WAR. He does not have. He has 2,725 hits.
How many home runs does he have?
Oh my goodness.
I know. That's it. I won't ask any more questions.
435 home runs.
Okay. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no.
All right. Finally, we get a decision. So if you're saying no to Beltran, you're saying no to Bobby Abreu. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Right, so
okay. I didn't know if Bobby Abreu was a 500 in the 500 home run club. Some of these things I should.
All right. Mark Burley.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay. Curtis Granderson.
No.
Carlos Gonzalez, who did get a vote, by the way. I think he got a couple votes.
Did he? That's awesome.
Good for him.
No.
All right. Felix Hernandez.
dominant, but no, I don't think the longevity. I think longevity has a. I know people are saying, well, it's a 10-year window, and then I don't know. I mean, I feel like you have to have the longevity with the success, and
you know what? Someone tweeted this, and it reminded me about Felix. And you're right. I mean, Felix Hernandez was dominant, but he really fell off a cliff. Somebody reminded me of this in 2020. That spring training, which was like really short, obviously because of COVID.
yeah,
He actually had an unbelievable dominant start with the Atlanta Braves. I don't think he had pitched like 4 or 5 times, hadn't given up a run, and then COVID hit, and that was that. So my historian just showing that I actually covered that, and I know a little bit about history.
that's great.
Torii Hunter. Torii
Say it
Hunter.
again.
Torii Hunter.
I need the numbers. I want to see the numbers. How many Gold Gloves does he have? He's got. Put that one. That one. All right. So Abreu's out. Torii Hunter's on the. He's on the bench right now. I don't know yet.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna try to because I know I don't want to leave you hanging. I should have told you that we're gonna do this exercise before you. It's a 50.7 WAR, 2,452 hits, 353 home runs. Gold Gloves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 Gold Gloves. Wow. Yeah, he's on the Tori's on the bench right now.
Okay.
Couple
Adam Jones.
No.
Andrew Jones.
Oh. Yes.
Okay. Ian Kinsler.
No.
Russell Martin.
No.
Brian McCann.
No.
Dustin Pedroia.
These are all tough ones, man. All these, geez, I don't know. I'm going to take that back. I should have said I don't want to vote. No. I mean,
okay. Andy Pettit.
No.
Hanley Ramirez.
No.
Manny Ramirez.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Fernando Rodney.
No.
Alex Rodriguez.
Wait. How many saves is Fernando Rodney? How many do you have?
I'm not even going to waste my time looking up Fernando Rodney saves for.
Go ahead.
Alex Rodriguez.
I mean, yeah. If we're putting in Manny, you got to put in Alex. You gotta put in Barry Bonds. Is Barry Bonds still on there?
No, he's off.
Oh.
Francisco Rodriguez.
No.
Jimmy Rollins.
No.
CC Sabathia.
Yes.
Ichiro.
Yes.
Oh, so you wouldn't have been the one guy not to vote. That would have been great. Rich Hill, identified as the one guy, sliding Ichiro.
Yeah.
Teammate.
Yeah.
Troy Tulowitzki.
No.
Chase Utley.
No.
Omar Vizquel.
No.
Billy Wagner.
Yes.
David Wright.
No.
Ben Zobrist.
No.
All right, your ballot. Mark Burley, Andrew Jones, Manny Ramirez, A-Rod, CC Sabathia, Billy Wagner. Solid ballot. And most importantly, you can make a case for every single one of them. And
yeah, I mean, and the other thing is, I don't know, maybe A-Rod's the only one because after, all the steroid stuff came out and then, it was like, hey, we're eliminating this. And maybe Manny, too. Did Manny get, did he get
Pop?
Yeah, after.
Oh, yeah, a couple times.
Oh, my ballot's a disaster. It's a disaster.
All right. Well,
but I mean, I just feel like some of these guys they gotta come up with some, Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, the two at the top of their.
Yeah, here's the thing about.
I don't know.
To me, it's like either you're in or you're out.
Yeah.
I don't begrudge people for saying, oh, well, that guy definitively got popped for performance-enhancing drugs, and that's the stance you're taking. That's fine. Yeah. I didn't. I voted for Manny. I voted for A-Rod when I could. I voted for Bonds. I voted for Pettit this year. And I never even – and with Pettit, it was more of just, is he good enough?
I don't. Yeah, that's where I got to see the numbers because I probably would vote for Pettit too. I don't even.
It's the same thing, where when Schilling was up, and I feel like that was disappointing. I had voted for Schilling, I voted for Schilling, and I voted for Schilling all the way to the end. But right before the year before was his final time, he said the thing about I don't want to go in. And once writers, and this isn't how it should be, but once writers hear that,
they just say
they're like, okay, I'm not voting. And he dropped. Instead of going, he was over 70%, he was on his way. But conversely, you have Billy Wagner, who just every time you talk to him, I so desperately want to do this. It means so much to me.
Yeah.
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah. Right. Well, I thought, like we talked about Louis Tiant, and I, looking up his numbers. I did look up his numbers after we spoke yesterday, and I'm pretty amazed that he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and
and to do it like even for Ron Santo gets in the Hall of Fame after he passes away. I mean, come on. I don't know. That stuff. I'll say it. It pisses me off. It does. It pisses me off because the guys, those guys live and breathe baseball. Louis Tiant lived and breathed baseball. He was at the field all the time. He was great with everybody. He was freaking awesome. But anyway.
Well, good. I think that it should piss you off. It's emotions. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what the best thing is to level your emotions?
Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
I'm trying to lead you to water. Try to lead you to a sponsorship.
Yeah.
Hold up the cup in front of the camera and smile.
Right here.
Smile.
There it is.
Screenshot. All right.
Dunkin' Donuts. When you're freezing your ass off in Massachusetts, grab yourself a nice hot cup of Dunkin' Donuts.
See, that's perfect. Oh man, I should be. I don't want. You should be your Dunkin' Donuts agent. All right. Well, I think we solved a lot of the world's problems today, Rich.
Yeah, it might have created more though. I don't know
why.
No,
just because I'm gonna cut this and send it to Pedroia and have Pedroia like, why didn't you vote for me?
Yeah. I mean, look, the other side of it though is that he's so close to, like, Chase Utley's so close. I don't know what the line, like, where's the line? What is it like if Dustin goes in, Chase has got to go in, then Jimmy Rollins has got to go in, and then Dwight Evans, right? We talked about Dwight Evans. I mean, those numbers are astounding that he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It's you go case by case. It's not an easy job, so I don't.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for thanking me for my service. It is very difficult.
It's not easy. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so that's great.
All right.
Just to be mentioned is amazing. To get a vote in the Hall of Fame, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Sorry to put you through that ordeal that I just did.
No, it was great. I love it. I'm unprepared. I need to get next time. We'll do another ballot. I'll get the numbers. Make sure I'm ready.
All right. Well, either I will walk into the clubhouse which you are pitching at the spring training, or we will do it in the seventh inning of a broadcast. One of the other.
Something. I'll be somewhere, and gotta go get ready to for a season of some sort.
All right. I hope that your heart rate's pumping. I hope that I get you ready for your workout today.
Yeah.
And like I said, Richie Hill, great things ahead.
Yeah, absolutely, Rob. Thank you for having me on.